I'm pulling up.
All right, we are live. Welcome, everybody.
I hope this is going live. Hopefully. I never know with StreamYard. StreamYard, I'm always just like, is it live?
Let's see. I'm waiting to see if there are comments coming through. Can you guys see us?
Oh, there we go.
I'm also lighting your candle.
Oh, yay. Good.
Let's see here.
Oh, yay. People are saying hi. Hi, everybody.
Okay, I gotta get the chat. I always feel like I forget about, I don't forget about the chat, but I always get behind. And then I'm always like, ah.
Yeah. It's so, I love talking with multiple people on a stream, but then I'm like, the comments, I can't.
I know.
Yeah, it's so much easier with multiple people because somebody can keep their eye on it while everybody else is chatting.
That's true. Oh, hi, guys.
Hello, everybody. It looks like some people are saying hello to us from October 30th time instead of October 29th time. That's so cool.
Oh, that's right. The Aussies.
Oh, Jamie complimented our costumes and said they're great.
Oh, I got my wand.
Yes.
You're like, who the hell?
Although technically it's Harry Potter's wand, so just pretend that
Everybody has to.
Let's pretend that Harry actually got together with someone else, which explains why that someone else has Harry's wand.
We've been reading fanfic.
Yes. If there is a fanfic of these characters.
Oh, there probably is.
I'm sure there would be with Ron in this movie, you know, because I feel like he always was like having a crush on her.
Right. So, we'll probably wait a few minutes to see if more people show up before we jump into our first little writing warm up. But thank you everybody for joining us. We have special guest Becca C. Smith here tonight. Becca, do you feel like introducing yourself to everybody?
I have a AuthorTube channel, and that's. Oh my gosh, I never know what to say.
I never know what to say either. I kind of put you on the spot. Sorry.
No.
Oh, paused. I mean, you guys talk, but pause for me.
Everybody, where do you think she's going?
I know, right?
I wonder.
Refrigerator.
Refrigerator. I have the mug that Kate got me.
I love that mug so much.
So cute. She did such an.
Oh,
Brooke, I didn't know you. Wait a minute. No, I was
Becca's mug bag that she got me.
Your bags are so amazing. I love seeing them all over AuthorTube now.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean, talented.
My one for my it was to help inspire me for okay, my husband is on the feed and he keeps on saying compliments, so just ignore him.
Wait, is he?
Hi.
He's the one saying you're so talented and you look so good in those glasses.
It wasn't oh, she looks so hot in those glasses. I was gonna point it out, but I didn't know if it was a creepy guy.
I know, right? It's he's gonna get blocked if you keep saying this stuff. I'm just saying, yeah, exactly. It's then you'd be like, what's going on?
I was wondering.
It's all good.
For some reason, I just saw Natalia put up his comment on there. Pictures. It's so funny.
Oh my god! But yeah, I did a bag for my book that I'm working on for NaNowrimo to sort of help inspire me and stuff. So, but I ended up I don't know if you saw on Instagram, but I ended up making little dragons to go on it.
Yeah.
So they're so cute. They're so tiny.
Oh, they're like the little mini dragons.
I'm actually here. Get the. I'll show them to you. They're so cute.
Wally Simo said, "That's so adorable. We love the house. That's funny."
And every time I use the bag, I'm always like, "They're so cute."
They're so good.
They're the same thing with my dragon. I always pet him.
I know, right?
He hangs on my bedpost. With his but he's always next to my head. I don't have a pet at my apartment, so I feel like he's a pet. And I forgot if you remember what I called him, but I call him Wiggy because I feel like he's the same color as Hedwig. So I was like, Wiggy. Wiki the Dragon.
I was just going to ask if he had a name. So we got a question. Did they want to know if they missed the costume explanations? No, we haven't explained your costumes.
Sorry, we just kind of like started in the
right. So I am Pistol Daisy tonight. If you guys didn't already tell. Brooke, what are you tonight?
I'm a ladybug. And I also have wings. I wish that they would show up a little bit better on my back. It's just kind of hard to see.
It's hard because it's so narrow. Maybe we'll
but yeah, so there it is. So
now Becca's at the bottom.
Which is so funny because last year I was Minnie Mouse, and so I had ears last year for our Halloween thing, and now I have. For some reason, these came with ears, but I found them adorable, so I was like, okay, I'll just have ears again for our thing, but whatever.
Perfect. And then I could just actually be from Beauxbatons. I was saying I can't say her name, so the problem is Fleur. I don't even know.
I would say Fleur Delacour.
Yeah, that's how I say it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say Beauxbaton student.
There you go.
Still Harry Potter's wand.
No, who's hooking up with Harry Potter?
Sorry,
Stefan.
Sorry, Stefan.
This is pretend today. It's not real. Oh, so Marie said that she loved our survival kit videos. That was so fun to do.
It was so fun. I'm so glad that Kevin set that up for us. That was amazing.
Yes.
It was so funny because Kate got Natalia last year, and so they were together. Natalia got me. I got Becca. So I got like a little quad thing.
And then I got Kate.
Yeah, and Kate is in my fridge, so she's not very far away. So Becca, does Becca know? Becca, I think you've been around whenever we were joking about Kate's in my fridge.
Oh, yes. I even made a joke when you left to get the bag. I said, oh, she's going to the plane.
Courtney from the Courtney Project was here last week. The last time that we did our live stream. I was like, I'm about to explain the fridge thing, and I'm going to sound ridiculous and stupid. And she actually was like, no, that sounds funny. I was like, okay, cool. Because I didn't know like how to come across. Anyway. Oh yeah. So did people dress up too with us? Because there were some people who said that they were gonna kind of mini dress up with us. Some people said they had like PJs that were like also kind of costumey and stuff. So I'm curious of who all is what right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in the meantime, while we wait for those answers to come through, what is everybody working on tonight?
Oh. Like me or
yeah.
I'm officially finished outlining, but I still feel like there's a couple things in there that like I'll say so and so opens up more, and I'm like, well, what are they opening up about? Like I kind of can put it in as a placeholder, but I think just for NaNowrimo's sake, that I really want to be as detailed as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that's what I'm probably going to be doing the whole night.
I think I'm outlining too. I had been outlining my second book in my series. And then as I've been outlining that, I was like, you know what? Let me adjust a couple things in the first book's outline again. So I'm just like that writer who can never be so solid with their storyline, I guess I should say, and stuff. So anyway, so I'm outlining.
So I am working on putting final edits on Pistol Daisy book 1. I am halfway. I can't. I was trying to show you how far I was, but it's going to reveal the cover. I would do that. So I'm halfway through it, doing final edits. So I probably won't finish that tonight, but when I do finish it, in the next couple days, then I will also be outlining. It seems like we have lots of outliners here. Outlining book 2, since I'll be rewriting that.
Oh my God! I'm so
Emily's
excited.
like, cover.
Where?
I know. I want to see the cover so bad.
I know. I'm like, I don't know when to reveal it. I want to reveal it. I have a book trailer. Like, I have everything ready to go, but I don't know when to reveal it because I don't know when the release date is yet.
Honestly, I'd rather be, not I, but if it was me, I'd rather be in your position to where you have it all ready and you're just like going, I don't know, rather than like, I got to get going because I do have a rock date. So at least you like have everything in order. And stuff.
Yeah. Well, do you have any kind of hint of when it might be released?
No, I don't think so because I wanted to do it this year. Like, and I was very close to just being like, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to reveal it or release it. But I have no idea. I guess maybe after NaNo, I'll have a better idea. Depending on where book 2 is at.
Yeah, I was about to say you wanting to have it to where you're a little bit more building your series a little bit rather than just having 1 and 2. You're wanting to maybe have a little bit of in there too.
Right.
So is your plan then to do like a fast release or you okay. So you kind of want to be like almost done with like maybe 3 or 4 of them or okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's my idea, but I also feel like, and don't worry guys, we'll get started soon. But I also feel like I'm in this weird place where I feel like AuthorTube and like having an audience is kind of, how do I word this? I feel like we're kind of in a middle ground between having to be like totally indie anonymous and release really fast versus being like a traditional author who is well known and can release very slowly.
Right.
Does that make sense? So I'm kind of wondering like how fast do I need to release to keep audiences interested while also knowing that I have like a small audience already that like knows of me and my books.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'd like to do a fast release, but I'm learning that I'm a slower writer than I thought. So
yeah. When I did my series, I released them once a year.
Once, like 1 book a year?
Of the series. I would be working on multiple series. So like I would release, like it used to be where I was releasing 2 or 3 books a year, but they were not the same series.
Oh.
So it'd be like I'd release Riser and then I'd release my middle grade book. And then like by the time the next year came around, then I would release the second Riser book.
Okay.
So, it depends. Like I mean, honestly with me, I didn't have YouTube or anything. So I just used ads. So I didn't really have any personal connection with people and like readers and stuff like that. It was literally just
I wish that we would talk more on AuthorTube about ads because I mean, I'm not in that stage yet of needing to like know about all the ad stuff, but I kind of am wanting to, so I have an idea of things. And I'm sure Natalia, because of what you had just posted with your latest video, because you're talking about like more marketing stuff. I'm sure with ads, you're probably like, I know I would like to know more.
Yeah.
So my antennas keep bouncing.
I mean, ads are so subjective though, because you don't know if it's the book they're not interested in or the copy of the ad they're not interested in or they are interested. So it's such a guessing game. It's hard to give like advice. That's why I like watch other people that are super successful at it, like Mark Dawson and like woo, now I'm nervous.
Don't spoil anything with Riser.
But yeah, so it's a difficult process for me. I stopped doing ads a few years ago just to see how YouTube would work for me, and now I'm realizing that ads are where it's at. Because,
really?
Yeah, it's not that I don't make sales through AuthorTube, but it's of course it's like it's one sale, of somebody that connects with you. So it's not like if you're making a business out of it, it's not you know what I mean? You need to do ads. So, but the problem is that getting back into it, I'm so out of practice. So I'm just doing a lot of experiments.
Have you done any videos on ad marketing?
No, I haven't. And I haven't because like I just don't feel like I am an expert at it. You know what I mean? Not that you need to be an expert to do a video on it, because I was thinking about maybe doing some like experimental videos. But then when the result isn't like as successful, you sort of feel like, well, that was a horrible video. You know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with that? So I sort of feel like when I get maybe back in the swing of things, like where I was at before when my ads were successful, that maybe I'll do more experiments that way and then show some of the like ones that didn't work.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that'd be so interesting to be like, okay, so this is the strategy I had for this round.
Right.
This crap, this was good. This was so, it'd be so cool to see like what really was good for you. And also determine whether or not that's based on what genre you are putting out at that time too. Because I feel like different genres would be maybe different marketing plan strategies.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, my middle grade and like riser, they're like so different from each other that it's a totally different strategy. But it's easy with riser because riser's permanently free, so I can kind of really experiment a lot with that.
Yeah, so that'd be. I'm just excited to see what all you are doing with later on with all that.
Well, I'm recording everything. I just haven't released anything.
I feel like we have so much to learn from you.
Me?
I'm watching all of your videos lately. I'm like, yes, Becca, teach me everything.
Oh,
I always love Becca's like calm but welcoming and warm persona in her videos.
Guys, stop it.
Okay.
Bragging on your wife.
Yeah, I know, right? He's probably not even on anymore. I'd be like, oh, wait.
So shall we do a little bit of a writing warm-up?
Yeah. And I was actually curious. So I got these cute little chibis.
Yes, chibis.
I had this like taped to my computer because I love looking at them so far. And so this, by the way, I got from Natalia Lee. If you all weren't sure who I got this from, aren't they cute? Hold on. So look at all of them.
I wonder if I can like make you main. I guess I don't know how. How do I make you the main?
Yes, give me all of the attention.
How do I do it? I totally took you out. I don't know how to do it. Oh, here.
There you go. Oh my God.
I love them so much. Look at my, okay, so here's my hair. And look how big the chick's hair is. It's perfect. It's so fun. So I was curious, is this like okay, tell me if I should or not. Tell me no, Natalia, because for the most part we do group stuff a lot with the timer and stuff. Should I put one of my chibis on the timer?
Yes.
Totally should. I don't know which one to do though. I feel like I want to do either the Hogwarts one or the Rider one or the sleep deprived one. I want to use the princess one for something else because I feel like the princess shouldn't be on the timer.
I feel like the sleep deprived one might be good because you do the really early sprints.
That's true. Oh my God, yes.
I love that. Okay, so maybe I will do the sleep deprived one. Well, hold on. I want to see what people. Oh, hey, Evie's here. I want to see what people say. Okay, so some people think the Hogwarts one. Some people say the Rider one. Oh, Jessie said my costume's adorable. Thank you.
Hi, Jessie. Hello.
I wish my wings are like so, they feel weird right now on my back. I guess that's what I get for having $2 wings, right? So some people are saying the sleep, here, I'll keep holding that. Some people say the sleep deprived. The Rider one, that's the whole point to write. That is true. The Rider one is for writing, so that is true. But I love the Hogwarts one as well.
And I made her a Gryffindor. Do you see?
Yeah, I love that.
Gryffindor.
And I love the sleep deprived one. Oh, I don't know. Okay. What do you guys think?
Sleep deprived. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I'd say the sleep deprived one or the writing one. Both of those.
Those are the two that I'm going between because I really like both of them. What would look better? And where would I put it, you think?
I can't see it. I don't know.
It's like
okay, so
like
where
maybe on like the upper corner?
Like up there.
Yeah, like that.
Okay, so it would be like right there. So the sleep deprived one would probably fit better, don't you think?
Yeah, probably. She's
Which one's more visual from far away? How about that? Which one's more visual? Like the Hogwarts, or not the Hogwarts one, the Rider. Well, any of them. Like which one's more visual from far away?
They all are. They're about the same size, so.
I feel like from far away. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm taking it from
So this is way more important than sprinting.
I kind of want the Hogwarts one.
Yeah, I think from far away, the Hogwarts one really stands out.
Yeah, it stands out better for being farther away. Because the sleep deprived one, you can't tell. Oh, where are you? You can't tell with the eyes from far away. And so I like the Hogwarts one. Okay, so I'm gonna put that on while we're doing sprints.
Okay, sweet.
And so that way I'm not taking up more time with this. But it's adorable. I had to decide. Okay, so how long should we go for? Like 10 or something like that?
I'm good with 10.
Yeah, 10's good.
All right. So, should I do the timer on my phone, or do you have it on there already? Oh, okay, you have it. Cool.
Go.
All right.
Playing with the timer and the sprints. I am sorry.
All right. So, is everybody ready for our first 10-minute sprint?
Yes.
That was great. Okay. All right, everybody. It is the first sprint of the night. Natalia, say 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yay!
Right. And I'm gonna mute myself so I can have music. So guys, feel free to mute yourself if you'd like.
Okay. Woo! Okay. So, how'd everyone do? I mainly just had trouble getting my sticker off.
Oh, cute.
She's off now. I'm gonna move her. I just didn't know where to on here, so I was just like, I'll just wait for people's opinions.
Somebody said you could put it on the tripod, like in the center.
I thought that too. I'm just okay. So here's how big she is. This circle right here. I'm just scared that, like, because I also bend this a lot to where I don't want to ruin her.
Right.
And so I don't know, but then I also want to put it to where it's able to be seen by people and stuff because it's just cute, you know. So, but anyway, I'll ask later like where I should put her and stuff. And how did everyone do? Did you guys do here? Did you all do okay?
I did okay. I definitely didn't get much done. It always takes me a little bit to get into the work that I'm supposed to be doing. So I edited 1.5 pages.
That's good.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes? Holy crap.
I don't know. I mean, there's only I only have a few things I'll kind of briefly show you. Like red things circled here and there.
Okay.
To fix. So some chapters go really fast.
Wow. You're always just spot on, like good all around every time, I feel like.
At this point, I feel like I'm doing the really tedious line edits of like, okay, you know, does this paragraph build on the last paragraph? Is every line of dialogue like authentic to the character who's saying it? Just like the tedious small things that I want to just polish up before it hits the presses.
That's why you gotta do it, so that's perfect. So that's really good.
I like so bad.
By the way.
Huh?
I like the bandana, by the way. For some reason, I didn't really.
This is my outlaw bandana.
Yes,
perfect.
Right?
I love it. I'm obsessed with Westerns. So, like, when you said you were writing a Western, I was flipping out because I don't feel like there's a lot of that. I feel like there's a good market for it. And that's the thing is that it's like, if there were more Westerns out there, I'd be reading them, you know, especially sort of that YA spin to it, you know. I mean, yours definitely has adults. Yeah, because I can't say, but I'm just saying, like, some of the stuff that I read, like, I was like, this is some serious stuff.
The first few chapters and everything, yeah I was just like, oh,
I was like bawling, like it was good, like it was so good. Anyway, I want to read the whole thing again.
I'm so excited. Well, and somebody just said reminds me of Red Dead Redemption 2. Me too. Kind of reminds me of that. But you know, you mentioned that there might be like or what's the word, market, like that there's a market for Westerns, but I'm also stuck in this point where it's like, how do I market a Western that I think is seen traditionally as like this masculine old guy type thing?
I feel like the thing is like, think about how popular Red Dead Redemption is. So the fact that game sold billions shows you how few Westerns people are. I mean, it is one of the best-selling games of all time. Both of them, like this one and the first one. And it's like, so you know the market is there. And I just think we're living in a day and age where people are craving to see women in those roles because we've only seen them in male. You know, it's like I was working on this script, and because, you know, whenever I see things like Stranger Things, which is like one of my favorite shows, and like, or Stand By Me, and like it's always boys going on these insanely amazing adventures of just like, you know, sci-fi and like, or you know, or friendship or whatever. And I mean, they have had them, but it usually is something like the girl, what was that, the traveling pants or whatever, that kind of thing, which is great, but it's not the same.
Right.
It's just not the same. They're not giving the girls the grit, like the actual, like, we are in the mud, dirt, like doing this thing, and girls do that. I did that. Like, I mean, oh my god! I feel like, I don't know if you guys watched the new DuckTales. but their portrayal of female characters in that is so brilliant. They are even more badass than the boys. Like Webby is my favorite character now of like all time. Like she's like
DuckTales.
Like, oh my god, like let's go, like adventure and whatever. And the boys are like, oh really? Well, okay, sure, you know. And it's so wonderful to see that, and I think people are craving it. So I think like Pistol Daisy is coming out at the perfect time because people love westerns, but you know, it's like you said, it's sort of a male-dominated, at least portrayal of that. And so to have the lead, you know, this badass chick, it's amazing. And for her to grow into it, it's not like she just starts out like I'm, you know. I mean, she has the
we see the build.
You know, you can see it's there,
right?
But to really, yeah. So anyway, obviously, I don't want to say too much, but I just, yeah, I'm so sorry.
That gave me goosebumps. That made me so happy to hear.
Oh.
And I think you're totally right about people like wanting to see these like female characters in more traditionally, you know, roles more traditionally dominated by men.
Yeah.
I think I just, you know, it's going to take learning how to market it. Like, who do I target when I'm trying to sell this book? Like, because I've been playing around with BookBub recently. Have you used that?
Yeah, I've only used it for the listings.
Okay.
So like I haven't played around with their ads because it's better to you do their like are you exclusively with KDP right now? That's it. So BookBub is perfect for you because it's like if I kind of made everything KDP, you know, so because I want to make mine freebies, you know, and so I need that freedom.
Right.
And unfortunately, BookBub ads isn't very good for that because it's really for BookBub. BookBub ads are great when you have that broad audience like you have because then you can target iTunes, you can target like it's all of the, you know, Kobo, like every single thing. But BookBub listing, I know you have to get approved and it's a pain in the ass. It used to be a lot easier. But if you do, I am telling you, Riser, like on the first time I put Riser up on a BookBub listing, which, you know, it's only in that one email, like, you know, they send to everybody, this is a freebie today or whatever. I had 15,000 downloads in the first day.
Oh my God.
Because of BookBub, because I've had Riser on there several times, including the freebies, but also including sales, I've had over 70,000 downloads of Riser. And that is just from BookBub. Just BookBub.
That is insane. I remembered you were telling me like the huge amount, but I forgot it was like.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to show it in one of my videos because I you know, what's it called? KDP has your history of all time, so I can actually you can actually show the spikes. It's funny because it's like when you do the BookBub, it's like you know, and everything's all like but and like when you do ads and stuff like that. But yeah, BookBub, their listing site, if you can get on that, I mean, you can do paid, like make it like 99 cents or something like that. But I find that when you just make it free, I know a lot of people don't like that because they're like, oh, all those books. But it helped me so much.
Yeah,
but then everyone bought the second and third book. And, you know, so it really is personal. But for me, I'm like, I just want to get my stories out there. So I'm going to take it, you know.
And if your first book is good, and it's to where it's captured their interest, then they're going to buy the second and the third or however you have in the series. You want to keep going with it.
Exactly. And I did wait to do BookBub until I had the second book out. I didn't do it before because I did sort of have that feeling of like, well, if I do it now, there's nothing to read. You know what I mean?
It's very smart.
So then you really are just giving your book away for free, which is great. But it's like, unless they have something they can immediately purchase, it is giving it away for free. So there's, you know, there's so many things. But yes, I'm very curious, and I do want to talk to you about that, like how your BookBub ads are doing, because I've only done Amazon ads and Facebook ads. So been debating whether or not to do BookBub, but because I'm KDP only, I just haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Right, and I've never done Amazon or Facebook, so I'd like to talk to you more about it, like once I'm ready.
Yeah.
To start learning more, because it just seems like such a learning process, like trying and failing and trying again.
So much failure. That's like
that was
so true. It is like when it comes to ads, it's so much failure, and it does sometimes feel like you're just throwing money away because it is a gamble. You're testing out copy, you're testing out blurbs, you're testing out stuff, and sometimes people just don't respond, and you lose a bunch of money.
Right.
It's rough, you know, and you kind of have to have a budget, and it's like, and that's really hard sometimes. So it's hard. Ads are hard because they cost money.
Well, I guess I'm just like grateful that I'm in this community of people that can teach me about them now, because I didn't even know about all this stuff before. So
yeah, well, and like honestly, Mark Dawson does freebie webinars, and he is seriously the best out there.
Free webinars. That's cool. I've always thought
he has paid courses, which because of his freebie webinars, I actually took those courses because they felt worth it to me, and I didn't know if they would be, you know, like, oh, is it really going to be that much more information, you know? But it was worth it for me, and that's what I'm kind of doing now for my recent set of ads.
You just put it like his website to like see about the webinars and stuff.
Yeah, website, or just sign up with his mailing list and you'll get emails, and it's great because he'll send, like, he has a podcast too, which is also
I still haven't gotten into his podcast, but
I actually don't listen to his podcast. You think I would because I'm like his biggest fan, but I don't actually listen to his podcast, but I do. The webinars that he's done have been just priceless to me. Sorry, that's my mom's phone. I'm at my mom's because I haven't been able to get an RV yet. But she's in the other room, so she has no idea her phone is ringing. So sorry about that, guys. But no, it's okay. She's all like, I'm sorry. But yeah, Mark Dawson, huge, because he'll actually break down. And he's an indie author, so he's he's self-published, and he has made millions of dollars just from ads, because he started at the beginning. So he does say that too. He's all like, look, you know, I have an advantage. I've been doing this a long time. But he always has new people coming in with new different techniques and like ways to like actually break down your copy. And so you can do it even if you're not very experienced like me, or is not very good at it. You can actually use his sort of almost like templates of like, your first sentence should be this, your second sentence should be this, and then you have the, reel them in with this. But again, it's still, like I said, lots of failure and lots of experimentation. So
I wrote his name down.
Where's the fun if you don't have a little failure? Because then you wouldn't feel like, finally I got it. You know what I mean? It's more, I feel like, better
point.
The trials and stuff. Did you want to do a sprint?
Yep. All right, everybody, vote for our next writing sprint. How long should it be?
And also where I should put my little Brooke.
Is this sticker paper hard to peel?
It took forever because it was like my nails, they're a little thicker than other people's nails. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And so finally I got it.
It's hard.
So should I put it to where it's like over? Oh God, you can't see. Should I put it to where? Thank you. Should I put it to where it's over the button?
You could.
That'd be kind of cute. Can you still use the button if it's over it?
I don't know. We'll see. Hold on. I'm gonna cut off her feet a little. Not her actual feet, but like the white around her feet a little bit more.
And it seems like a lot of people are voting for 20. So let's do a 20-minute sprint.
I agree. 20. I always like the 20-minute sprint.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Let's see how this does.
Oh, do you guys use that? I've been using them for my sprints. It's that Forest app.
I've never used it. I've heard good things about it. Is it a free app?
It's free. You can upgrade for like $2 if you want, but but you can get a free version of it. But it's actually, I mean, it's really cool in the sense that you just you can use it as a timer kind of thing. But when you get enough points, it's they plant a real tree.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Natalia's gonna love that.
I'm literally going to it right now.
So what's cool about it is that I'm going to use it for NaNoWriMo for whenever I do sprints, like on my own or on live or whatever. And then I'm hoping, because you need 2,500 points for them to plant a tree.
I think that's so cool.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that they'll do, and it's Trees of the Future, Trees for the Future, and they're such a good organization. They've been around since like the 80s, and they've been planting, like they've literally planted, I think, like hundreds of thousands of trees already.
Wow.
But yeah, so I figured if we could get a bunch of people to do this during Nano, we could get like a whole forest.
That'd be so cool. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
That was so cute. We could get a whole forest. Is that okay? She might be. I have to probably take better care of my timer after I'm done with sprints, so she doesn't fall off. But I think that looks cute.
That is perfect.
It looks super cute. I love it.
Because it's not like, God, this is hard backwards. Because it's not like completely stuck to the thing. So she just kind of like is there. I don't know. We'll see if I have to tape her later on in life. But so far she's cute and I like her. So
yeah, she looks great.
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay, so let's do 20 minutes. Okay. Alrighty. Oh my God. All right, that look good?
Yep, looks great.
Oh, I forgot to push her. Okay, so you guys ready?
Yep.
You want to say it? Or Becca, do you want to say it?
I go. I was like right in the middle of like, oh, okay, yes.
I love it. I'm reading my screen. Oh. It feels funny to click on my little Gryffindor chick.
That's so cute.
I love her. She's so fun. So how'd you all do?
That one was much better for me. I did way more work that time around.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm.
I got to research a little bit on that one because of New Orleans-y stuff. I sometimes have to research things. And so I figured something out that I was like going, what is this on something? And so then I was like, yes, I figured it out. And so if someone saw me cheering, that was why I figured it out.
Like the name of something?
How do I explain this? Like I wanted something to happen in the book, and I knew that there would be a reason for it in New Orleans, but I couldn't like find the reason, and I found the reason.
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to explain. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Try not to give things away.
That's awesome.
And so, what about you, Becca?
I did good. I'm actually doing little character sheets right now, just for these side characters. Like I have the main characters figured out, but there's these side characters that they're not huge in the story, but they are important. And even though I was kind of almost gonna pants them a little bit,
Yeah,
I'm like, you know what? I think it's better if I just get at least their personalities straight before, because otherwise I feel like they're all gonna sound like the same person.
yeah.
Or they'll just be like the reason why they, like they'll advance the plot as opposed to being real characters. You know what I mean?
They'll be too convenient.
Yeah, where it's just like we're here because we're leverage for the main character kind of thing.
Yeah.
I find that I have to develop my characters the other way around, because often in the first draft a character will be a specific way, and then while I'm editing I'm like, I don't feel connected to this character, or I feel like this character isn't behaving like themselves. So then like one of the main characters in Pistol Daisy, I almost totally rewrote his personality, and I think you guys got the up
okay
version, I'm pretty sure, but he's like totally different and he's better for it, but I had to edit like multiple times to get to that point.
Okay. Yeah. And that's the thing, is sometimes it is just like sort of figuring it out while you're writing it, especially if you're going really, like if you're like NaNo, where you're just, going super fast. But yeah, I have a feeling I'm still gonna, like, even the ones that the characters, I've already written some of it, and some of the characters that I'm working on now, I'm kind of doing exactly what you said. Like, oh wait, they're not like that. I'm gonna have to go back eventually, but not yet, because I don't want to start editing.
Yeah. I
TV.
sometimes feel like like my characters are cliches almost in the first draft. Like, oh, the brooding male character and this and that, and then I have to go back through and be like, no, they don't fit in this perfect mold. Like I have to rework this.
It's like second draft depth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Depth to these people.
Oh my God, that's so true.
I think it was Czar Foster earlier. Right whenever we started our sprints, Czar was asking us what. Sorry, I'm bringing the timer back up. But what is our name for our timer today? Because we always change up the name for whoever is hosting with us. So it was Brocalia for.
That's so funny.
And it sounds so funny. Lots of people love it, and I'm like, it could catch it like a cold. And then what should our one be for? We have Becca, Brooke, and Natalia. Brecca, yeah.
It could be like, I have to write it down to try to figure out how to sound out.
Ben says Bronecca.
Bronecca.
It'd probably be Naka.
Bronaka. That would work.
Bronaka.
Bronaka? I kind of like it. Or Broneka. I like that. Broneka. I kind of like that one.
I like that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Broneka or even Brekna.
Yep, Brekna.
I have to sneeze.
Natuka.
I love how different that one is.
It is. I like that one though. It almost sounds, I don't even know. I love it. Oh, Nabraka or Brooka. No,
Sounds like we're like mispronouncing Nebraska.
Oh my God, this is great.
What is Bilbro Clockins, Brooke?
If y'all don't know, whenever I do, like, I sometimes will do it whenever I'm doing group live streams, but it's kind of hard sometimes. Whenever I normally do my solo live streams, I'll take my timer with me and my laptop with me to the fridge to refill whatever I am drinking. And someone cleverly came up with Bilbro Clockins. Because Bro was going on an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So
that is super clever. Whoever came up with that.
Bilbro Clockins and it's Bilbro Clockins.
Bilbro Clockins.
It's so good.
I mean, people, you guys, everyone is so clever coming up with names. And I don't know why it's so entertaining. Name a little guy or girl, whatever, like this. It's just so funny and entertaining.
That's my favorite name ever. Like, I feel like the timer should always be Bilbro Clock.
I know.
Like, always.
It's so adorable. I love it. And it does sound like a title of something. Bilbro Clockins and the Return to the Fridge.
Right? Like a children's book.
It's like, oh, it's gonna be epic. Becca Nook. Becca Nook. That's hard, but it's fun.
Becca Nook.
I agree. That's terrific. That's funny. So what did we decide on naming this guy, girl, whatever?
I vote Bilbro Clockins. I can't help it. That's the best name ever.
So cute. You give a little Lord of the Rings nod. It's always good.
Okay, so like it's been eons since I watched the movies. I know I'm never going to read the books. Put this away. But I know that like I've seen the movies. They're really good, but I think now that I'm older, I would appreciate them more. And I just haven't had the time to like put into watching them. I'd love to have a weekend dedicated to watching Lord of the Rings movies, not the Hobbit movies. I've tried watching the Hobbit and I was like, it's fine.
I liked the Hobbit. Granted, I've only seen it once, so I'd like to watch it again.
The only part that I liked was with Smeagol. Other than that, I was like, this is okay.
The problem that I had with The Hobbit is just because, with Lord of the Rings, it made sense. 3 books, 3 movies. That was their pitch, and it worked. But with The Hobbit, it was just a money grab. It's one book. It's not even a very long book. It should have been 1 movie. And so, and they have it, and they didn't have the materials, so they pulled from the Silmarillion. And it's just like, and which is not bad because, obviously the Silmarillion is never going to be a movie. It's just sort of an index, sort of. But it should have been 1 movie. And I think it would have really kicked butt as 1 movie. And I would have loved to see that.
I also would have loved to have seen it. Okay, I'm going to mess up his name. Guillermo del Toro. Is that his name?
Guillermo
del
Toro, the director,
to direct The Hobbit. I don't know if it was supposed to be with him or 1 with him, but he was supposed to direct it, and somehow he backed out, and then it went back to Percy Jackson. But can you imagine how cool he would have made things look? Like, even though it would have looked different than the original, like the Lord of the Rings movies, it would have looked so cool and original and different to where it would have been neat to see like what he would have done.
Only if it would have been 1.
Yes, Becca's like, I still vote 1.
Yeah. It just should have been 1 movie. It just was it was the studio's way to make money. That's it. It's just like when it's that obvious, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I grew up reading those books, so for me, it's extra painful when they, especially since they did such a great job on Lord of the Rings, you know, and
I mean,
and
the last one, The Return of the King, was voted Best Picture in the Oscars and stuff.
yeah, I mean, it was, I mean, okay, I'm totally nerding out right now, but they did change some stuff in the movie that I did not agree with. But that happens. I let it go. It was still so beautifully made that I still love them. And it's just that one of my favorite characters of the entire series, they changed him, not just changed him, but changed him at his core. And it hurt. Like, it actually hurt. I was so excited to see his character because he was one of the characters that was not even remotely tempted by the ring. Like, he was
interesting.
It was actually Faramir, you know, the one that dragged them back to his dad's place. Anyway, they added all that. Because the problem is that Sam and Frodo don't have much to do. And so, because they're movies, they need something for them to do. So I understand why they did it. But unfortunately, like, the coolest thing about his character was that he was like, as soon as he saw the ring, he was all like, I'm going to give you supplies, I'm going to give you men, and we're going to take you to Mount Doom, and you're going to get rid of the ring. Like, he's just like, not even, whereas brother, Boromir, which was, in the first movie, the one that actually, like, tried to steal it at the end, he was the older brother who's supposed to be king. So it was this interesting, what I loved about the books is that the younger brother should really have been king because he was the better man, the better leader. Anyway, so it hurt because it was like he was literally my favorite character of the books, and it was like, oh, they made him like he's all and stuff, and he was all like, oh, the ring, I want it. I'm like, no.
There's so many people who are agreeing with you too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you say that, but I did. To be fair, I love, yes, oh, sweet Faramir. And they cast the greatest. I love that actor, so I was so excited.
That does suck. It'd be like changing like Ron's character or Hermione's character or something like that. People who haven't watched Lord of the Rings, it probably would be something like that, maybe, or something.
I don't like it when they change the core of a person.
Yeah.
You know, because
the only person who I feel like they should have changed like their core or their personality like into the movie adaptation of that book was Christian Grey. Because
I never read the book or saw the movies. Okay.
So I didn't finish the first one. I was reading that before the movies came out, and I didn't finish the first book because it just pissed me off. And watching the movies, I'm like, how is this making money? The only reason I saw the movies was because girlfriends wanted to go see it, and I'm like, okay, fine. I'm just gonna be mad the whole time, but that's right. It's fun to laugh at. But he's such a dill hole, and I just can't stand it. And I'm just like, okay, if they made his character likable, if he was funny and he had like some liners and stuff like that, and he was actually like had a personality that wasn't like stalker, creep, jerk face, then you would be like, okay, this is entertaining more so than just like copying his same persona from the book. Because from the book he's horrible, and in the movies he's horrible. And it's like if they made him likable in the movies, then it'd be like, okay, I'm actually intrigued by this guy. I can see why she'd be willing to like do something that she's not wanting to do and stuff like that for this guy. Maybe, I don't know. I just feel like that would have been more of like a reason to like the movies. I don't like it.
Yeah. I know. I never watched it. I mean, it's not like I was against it or anything. I just never got around to that. Like when that got really popular and stuff like that.
You're not missing that much, in my opinion. There's people who like the books, and that's totally fine.
Yeah,
I'm not one of them. But and I'm glad I stopped on like reading it because like there's something that happens I think in the first book that I heard about that it happened and it's like that is disgusting. They did not include that in the movie.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movies or watched or read the books, so I can't even give my 2 cents.
The only thing that's really fun for people who especially us book people, for people who to watch those movies, it's really fun to see who are like the Twilight counterparts of the characters.
Right.
One time, like watching the first one the first time, I think I've only seen it once, but I will never forget watching the first one, and you literally see the Alice character. She has spiky, short, black hair, and I laughed out loud. No one understood why, but I was just like, "That's pure Alice."
Right.
Like, you're not even faking that. And then in the second one, they give her different hair. She has long blonder hair, and I'm like, "This is supposed to be Alice," and they just changed her hair.
Right.
Too many people like going, "That's too much of a copy or something." I don't know. That's just me and my opinions, though.
That's funny.
Shall we do another sprint?
Yeah, I am good for that.
Cool. And just a heads up, I do have pet sitting tonight, and there are bad snowstorms in Colorado. So I'm thinking that I'd like to wrap it up maybe around like 7:15, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay.
I looked at my clock and it says 7:25, and I was like, "Oh, do you need to go?"
Oh. Yeah, no. So for you, it'd be 8:15.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That would have been a little over 2 hours anyway, so no big deal.
All right, so let's do another long sprint. Do you want to go for like 25 minutes? Push it a little bit?
Ooh. Yeah, I'm totally down for that.
Okay, let me get out. Okay, so what's the name? I forgot. We had so many names going on.
I know.
Bilbro Clockins.
Yeah.
Bilbro
We love the Bilbro Clockins, but for trying to include Becca into this, I don't mind calling this Bilbro Clockins, but I just want to have Becca included this time around.
I am the biggest like Lord of the Rings Hobbit fan.
That's
Bilbo Crockins works for me.
It could be Bill Beck Clockins.
I love it.
That's
Okay,
true.
so Bill Clockins. Bro, I don't know. I'm trying to still include like the three of us and stuff like that, but you guys are still like going, yes, Bill Bro Clockins. We'll just go ahead and leave it at that. I really love the little
Chibi.
Why can't you say this word anyway?
Chai Bai.
I know. When I saw the video, I was laughing.
I was like, this is horrible, but oh well. Oh, that's cute. Bill Becca Clockins. That's actually
Oh, that's good.
Bill Becca Clockins. That's really
like my whole name though.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait. Okay, who wants to say 3, 2, 1?
You can this time.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm gonna mute my screen. 25 minutes.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. I felt like I was plodding away.
Oh, I just finished chapter 14. I only have 14, 15, 16, 17, 5 chapters left to go. And I'll be done.
That's amazing.
How many words is Pistol Daisy at right now?
It is at 41,376.
Hey, that's good. See, I'd love to hit around 50,000 range, but I'm like, nope, that's not going to happen because I'm an overwriter, and so far, I have way too many chapters already. Oh my gosh, I just wish I wish I planned ahead, like before I came up with this story, to like plan for a shorter story that could be in one book, because right now I'm just like, this is a long one, folks.
Well, that's okay. I mean, every book is different.
I know. It's just because I just wish it would be not so long to try and do.
Well, how long is long?
Well, so far I'm thinking it's going to probably hit around the 75,000 word range.
It's not that long.
I know. Because if I didn't work full time, then I would totally be fine with that. But because I work full time, it's just kind of like, gosh dang it. I hope I can be good and get this out soon for people, because it's like, I don't know. I love writing, but it's the idea of sharing your writing with other people is so fun and fulfilling. So where I'm just like, I just want that to happen. I just want it to happen. So
that's how it was for me with Riser. I was working full time.
Yeah. And
in fact, I had a job that had mandatory overtime, which I thought was like illegal. Like, that has to be illegal. This has to be illegal. But of course, in California, it's not. And so, especially when I was like, I'm trying to write my first book. Like, why are you doing this to me? But you know, I like you. It's like I wrote breaks and after work and on weekends and whatever. So it's definitely doable. You can do it. And Riser's like 100,000 words. So
yeah, your books are a lot longer for sure. To where you're like, that's not so bad. 75. That's funny.
Well, no, most of my books now are around the 70 to 80,000 range.
Oh, okay.
The only reason why I did the Riser books at 100,000 is at the time it was like 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. That was the recommended, you know, like the Twilights and the Hunger Games and whatever. Like that was like the number that they wanted, you know, that you wanted to hit. So I was just I didn't know what I was doing. So I just, you know, was like, okay, it's got to be 100,000 words, you know.
Yeah.
But I like the 70, but I like the shorter too. So it just depends, especially since Natalia, you're doing the fast release. Right. You know, I feel like that's perfect because then it feels like a serial. You know what I mean? Where you're like, okay, it's around, you know, 40 to 50K. It's like boom, 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 boom. And I really like that length for that kind of release, you know? So everyone's different.
Yeah, that's how I wanted it to feel, was like when people were reading it, I wanted them to be able to sit down and read it in like a couple days, you know, incredibly fast, and then be able to immediately move on to the next one if they enjoy the story. Because, you know, Song in the Dryad, when I finished it, was 115. So I had to cut that down, and I think I got that to 105, I want to say, like a couple of 2,000 words. But I'm definitely noticing that with a shorter book, I'm able to go over it so many more times that I feel like I'm learning more about storytelling because I'm able to understand it at a much deeper level because it's so short, rather than, you know, being 100,000 words that takes me a long time to read and edit. It's only 40,000, so I can do it quickly, and it feels very fulfilling too.
Yeah,
I think that's another thing too for me is like, I wish, because it's like, yes, I've been writing for years, and I've published one book, but I barely call it published because it's gone. I don't have it up there now. It was like I didn't know what I was doing. But like, I don't know. I just feel like because I'm gonna call myself a noob. I'm still gonna call myself a newbie. Because I am a newbie, I'm wanting it to be where it's not so daunting of a long book to toy with in areas, to where it's like I'm still getting my feet wet, getting more comfortable doing this whole shindig.
Right. Yeah, but 75K is a good number.
That is true. I think too much pressure on myself.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Like if you were like, it's like 200,000 words, I'd be like, okay, maybe a little bit, you know? But 75, that's a good number.
Well, and that's a number too that can be read quickly as well. Like if you want to go for, you know, a long series too. Like because right now I'm reading The Stolen Kingdom by Bethany Atazadeh, of course. And I want to say hers is like 80,000. And it's still at a length that, you know, as I'm reading through it and my Kindle is telling me how much is left, I feel like, oh, cool. Like I'm already into like the meat of the story and I'm going to be able to think fast. And then, I mean, granted, the Ginny key isn't out, but if it was out, I would buy it right away. So yeah, 80,000 is good.
Yeah, I feel like you're probably right because I think The Hunger Games was around.
100,000.
Yeah, it was like around there, and it was like maybe I feel like I remember. Let's check this out. I think it was like 305 pages. Let me check and see how good I am. Okay, I guess 305 pages. Damn it, I'm wrong. It was 374. Gosh dang it, I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's a little over 100,000 words.
Yeah, so that's a little bit more. Am I thinking of Harry Potter? Hold on, I'm gonna check this out now too.
Yeah, because Riser was like a little over 100,000, and it's like 360 something. So it's around the same.
Where is
Mine is.
Oh my gosh, where is it?
And I know that formatting is all a little different, but Song of the Dryad is 387.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I lost this. Maybe I was thinking of Harry Potter. Okay.
It's a big book.
It's so pretty. I love that book. I still haven't put my review up. I don't know why. I'm like, that's the problem with reviews. It's all like, I get them done and then I forget to post them. So I still need to post for that because I love that.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
I was thinking of Harry Potter because I said 305 for Hunger Games and it's actually 309 for Harry Potter. So maybe I got it mixed up. It's the H's. Anyway, sorry, that was so random. But yeah, isn't like The Stolen Kingdom like one of the pretty covers?
Oh, I love that cover. I haven't read Stolen Kingdom yet.
I read it.
I have read her other two books.
Yeah.
I loved those.
See, I have those. I have yet to read them. I have beta read this. I'm excited to I love stuff like this. I think that's this.
It's fun how the paperback has that because the Kindle version doesn't. The Kindle version was just, I mean, it has nice little like chapter headings and stuff, but it doesn't have the cool castle in it.
Yeah. Natalia always likes the little.
I do. Oh, and you guys are going to get some fun stuff in Pistol Daisy too. So fun formatting. I don't know how many people here saw the previous live stream where we were talking to Courtney, but she taught me about vellum, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. So I downloaded it on Greg's Mac.
It sounded amazing, Becca.
Oh, I was there. I watched the stream.
Oh, yeah.
I think I remembered she was going deeper into it, I think, after we were mixed up, probably. Sorry.
Yeah, but I tried it, and it's amazing. Like, if you want a generally, like, really good-looking book, but I also noticed that it doesn't have, like, the level of depth that I need. So then I went to Becca's video, and I looked at the whole InDesign thing.
Oh, right.
And then I downloaded that and I was like, nope, this is way too much. I can't use this either. So I settled on Word for formatting, but it's working well for me. So
the only problem with Word for me and from what I've heard is that it is difficult in terms of ebooks. Like you can get it really well with like the actual for the book format, like it's great, but in terms of that translating to ebooks. And that's the only reason why I use InDesign. I keep on meaning to do a follow-up tutorial on the InDesign one because the one that I did is just like text, you know, and chapter headings and like no pictures and stuff like that because that is a totally separate beast for ebooks. Like if you're doing it for print, it's like easy. You just slap in a picture and it's like woo and it's done, you know. But like you can just drag and drop. But with ebooks, if for InDesign, it does not. You can't when you export it. It will put all your pictures at the end of the chapter.
Eek.
And it's very frustrating. So it's not that hard to fix, but it's like a thing where you have to anchor it, and it's a whole thing. So that's why I didn't go into that kind of detail, because I thought otherwise the tutorial would be like an hour long or something. Yeah. So I may do a follow up. I think you didn't like InDesign, or?
Well, I think if I hadn't done so much formatting already, I would like it more, because when I watched your video, I was like done with formatting pretty much.
Right.
I just needed to put like a header and little things. So then when I tried it, I was like, this feels like it's going to be a lot of work to redo everything.
Right.
So maybe for a different novel that I haven't put like all the hours into my Word file already, but you're totally right about the ebook. So I think, and of course this is something that I haven't figured out for sure, I think I'm going to use Draft to Digital and use their formatting thing, that or Vellum. But
yeah,
I have to figure out the picture thing, because I do have some pictures in here that
I
want them to stay where they belong. So
exactly. And that's the one thing that InDesign, I mean, you can do it, but it is a process, so it's like, it's kind of annoying. It's annoying. It's really annoying. Like, I think for some reason with the ebook formatting, a lot of these programs, that's why it's really great to have things like Vellum and like other programs that have sort of figured out those problems specifically for ebooks. But yeah, I love InDesign. I just love the freedom that it gives me, because I can literally do anything. You just have to, kind of.
Yeah, it's like totally at the opposite end of the spectrum from Vellum, because Vellum does it all in like the blink of an eye, but it's like, but I want something else. I want more than this.
Right.
I can't wait to be getting into all that whenever I'm ready to because I'm always someone who likes to make things perfect. Like, I will redesign my thumbnails until like I'm officially good with it. Like, I take way too long with my thumbnails. Like, even after like my video goes up and I have a thumbnail good to go, like I will change the thumbnail the next day. I like recently did that with my 5,000 words an hour video, to where I was like, I want to change this part of the thumbnail. I know it's no big deal, but I want to change it, type of thing, to where I feel like I would be very meticulous with like formatting everything.
Right.
And I'd want to do it. That's another thing with traditional publishing. It's like, I want to do my choices of things. So self-publishing would be nice for that. So.
Well, there are so many options, so that's good. I mean, it's like, the only reason why and it's hard because I don't really want to like push InDesign, because it's a paid program, and like a lot of people don't want to spend the money, especially if it's not something they're going to be into. I just like, the only reason why I like it so much is we already have the Adobe Suite, so and that's something that we've just always invested in, because my husband does visual effects and like and used to do like graphic design before that, so it's like always been a part of our household. So it's just one of those things that and the reason why I love it so much is because it's, I don't know, it's like I said, you have so much freedom to do pretty much anything that you want, because that's what it's built for, is just laying things out. Magazines, books, like anything that you want in print form or an ebook form, that's what it's designed to do. So it's like, I don't know. So it's like, it's interesting, because it just depends on what you're comfortable with, I guess.
Well, and that's the nice thing about self-pub, is that you can, like, based on your personality, you can decide, like, do I want to hire everybody to do it for me? Do I want to learn it myself?
Yeah.
So I've really enjoyed that.
Fox Stitch was asking, does InDesign doesn't have a free trial?
I tried the free trial.
Oh, it does. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You get like 7 days, and then just make sure to, unsubscribe from it before your trial's up. But yeah, I use the free trial for that.
Oh, okay.
And a free download too.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Like, that's the thing, is that's why it's like, I recommend it, but like I said, it's hard to recommend something that is going to cost people something. It's like, you don't want to be like, you should get this because and it's all like, well, if you don't have the extra cash, then you got to do what works for you.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and Word works for me, people. So if you just want to use Word, you can do it. It's a pain in the ass, but you can do it.
Yeah, my cousin used Word for all of his books, and then he just recently. I finally got him to switch over to InDesign now, and he was all like, "I've seen the light."
Right.
But I know Emily Bourne is doing Word as well, and so she's super comfortable with it, loves it. Yeah.
Well, and it's fun that you just mentioned Emily because I think I told you guys this. I posted on my Instagram before our live stream, and I let people know that if you could guess what I was going to be for Halloween, I would give you a free ebook of Song the Dryad. And Emily's the only person that guessed it right. So, yeah. So I don't know if she's still here. If she's not here, I'll message her. But Emily, I'd be happy to send you a free copy of Song the Dryad. She guessed Cowboy, which was the closest to like Lacey. So
that's a good one.
Right. And then everybody else guessed either like fairy or cat, which was also good because I considered those. I definitely considered those. But it is 7:07 here, and I have to go do pet sitting in the deep snow. So I think I'm gonna tune off. Becca, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you guys so much.
This is wonderful. And I want you to come back and stream with us again because this is so much fun. I loved it.
I've been loving changing up people every so often. And whenever Mandy comes back, we'll try and have it to where we do more guest hosting or something like that, either having 4 people, or if like there was a month where someone couldn't do something, then it's like, that's okay. We have been having guest people. So it's been a whole lot of fun. I've been loving this. So, yeah, we got to hang out and chat with everybody here. This is fun.
Yeah, so I guess before we go, was there any like housekeeping stuff? There will be a live stream. There's going to be a bunch of live streams for NaNoWrimo. I highly recommend that you guys check out Brooke's video because she listed out a bunch of them. So there will be some like AuthorTube write-ins with Brooke, Mandy and I, and then Brooke, Kate, and Becca are going to be doing a live stream. So there's a ton. The first one is coming up on Friday, and that's going to be on Mandy's channel at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, I believe.
Yeah, we're doing it on the first, y'all. First one.
So we're strong.
And I love how it's a Friday. So that way it's like, okay, do this thing.
Yep, it'll be perfect. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And I'm going to head off and go do my pet sitting.
Yay, bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye.